Every night, you lose consciousness for 8 hours. And while you're gone, your brain does something that no doctor, no supplement, and no biohack can replicate. It cleans itself, not metaphorically, literally. There is a system inside your skull that only activates when you fall asleep. And its only job is to wash away the toxic waste your brain produced while you were awake. We've known about this system for less than 15 years, and most people have never heard of it. Last week, we followed caffeine through your brain, tracked how it blocks adenosine, your brain's fatigue signal, and how all that accumulated tiredness doesn't disappear. It waits, it collects interest, and eventually, your brain demands it back. We ended with a question we didn't answer. What actually happens to all that adenosine when you sleep? That's exactly what today is about. Because the answer isn't just it clears. The answer is one of the most extraordinary processes in the entire human body. A nightly maintenance cycle so complex and so critical that even a single night of disruption leaves measurable damage in your brain tissue. You already know sleep matters. Everyone knows that. What most people don't know is what sleep is actually doing at the cellular level in real time from the inside. That's what we're going to show you today. The science here comes from a discovery made in 2013 by a neuroscientist named Maiken Nedergaard at the University of Rochester. Her team found something in the brain that no one had been looking for, not because no one thought it existed. A drainage system, hidden inside the brain, completely inactive during the day, and fully operational only during sleep. They named it the glymphatic system, and when their paper was published, it rewrote how neuroscientists think about sleep, Alzheimer's disease, and brain aging. What we know now is that sleep isn't rest. Sleep is maintenance. And what gets maintained, or doesn't, has consequences that compound over decades. Here's something your brain never told you. Thinking is expensive. Every thought you have, every signal your neurons fire, every moment you're conscious, your brain is burning fuel and producing waste. One of those waste products is called Beta-amyloid. You may have heard this name in the context of Alzheimer's disease. That's not a coincidence. Beta-amyloid is a protein fragment that builds up between neurons during normal brain activity. In small amounts, it's harmless. But if it's not cleared regularly, if it accumulates day after day, it begins to form plaques. And those plaques are what researchers find in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. Your brain produces beta-amyloid every single day. The question is whether it's being cleared every single night. So how does the brain clean itself? Think of it like a city's sewage system, except instead of pipes running under the streets, the pipes run alongside every blood vessel in your brain. Here's how it works. During sleep, the cells of your brain, specifically the glial cells that support your neurons, actually shrink. Researchers found they reduce in size by up to 60%. And when they shrink, the spaces between them widen. That widening creates channels. And through those channels, cerebrospinal fluid, a clear liquid that surrounds your brain and spinal cord, begins to flow. Not drip, flow. Actively pumped through the brain tissue like a washing cycle. As it flows, it carries the waste, the beta-amyloid, the adenosine, the metabolic debris from the day, out of the brain into the body's lymphatic system, and eventually to the liver for disposal. This entire process only runs during sleep. During waking hours, those intercellular channels are too narrow for the fluid to move effectively. Your brain has a dishwasher. It only runs at night, and you are the one who decides whether to turn it on. Remember that adenosine we talked about last week? The fatigue signal that caffeine blocks? The biological debt your brain accumulates all day? Here's what happens to it during sleep. As the glymphatic system flushes through the brain, adenosine is cleared from the receptor sites. The debt is paid, the molecular slate is wiped, and your brain, over the course of a full sleep cycle, resets its sensitivity. So tomorrow morning, even 1 cup of coffee can do what 3 cups couldn't do by Thursday afternoon. Sleep isn't the absence of caffeine. Sleep is the system that makes caffeine work. Not all sleep is equal when it comes to glymphatic activity. Research suggests the system is most active during slow-wave sleep, also called deep sleep or stage 3 NREM sleep. This is the phase that dominates the first half of your night, roughly hours 1 through 4. Think of it as the heavy cleaning cycle. The most aggressive fluid flow, the most waste clearance happens here. The second half of your night is dominated by REM sleep, the stage where vivid dreaming occurs, where emotional memory is processed, and where your brain rehearses and consolidates what it learned during the day. Both halves matter. Cutting your sleep short doesn't just reduce the total time. It disproportionately cuts into REM sleep, which clusters toward the end of the night. Miss the last 90 minutes of sleep regularly and you're not just tired. You're gradually reducing your brain's ability to process emotion, form long-term memories, and clear the day's metabolic waste. The full cycle matters. Every stage is part of the same maintenance system. Here's where it gets personal. A 2017 study published in the journal PNAS found that even a single night of sleep deprivation led to a significant increase in beta-amyloid accumulation in the human brain, particularly in the hippocampus and thalamus, regions critical for memory and alertness. One night. Now, this doesn't mean one bad night gives you Alzheimer's. That's not what the science says. What it says is that the system is sensitive and it responds quickly when it's interrupted. The accumulation that takes one night to build takes more than one good night to fully clear. The debt once behind takes time to pay back. This is why chronic poor sleep, not one rough night, but weeks and months of shortened or fragmented sleep, is consistently associated with accelerated cognitive decline in long-term studies. Your brain has a cleaning window. The question is how often you're giving it the time to finish. So let's bring this together. Every night while you're unconscious, your glial cells shrink to open drainage channels through your brain. Cerebrospinal fluid flows through those channels, sweeping out beta-amyloid, clearing adenosine, and removing the metabolic debris of the day. This system, the glymphatic system, is most active in deep sleep, which dominates the early hours of the night. It hands off to REM sleep in the second half, which handles memory, emotion, and cognitive consolidation. Interrupt either half, and you're not just tired the next day. You're carrying forward a residue your brain didn't finish clearing. Here's the reframe I want to leave you with. Sleep isn't recovery. Recovery implies you're returning to zero. What sleep actually does is take you past zero. It actively clears the accumulation that waking life produces, restoring a baseline your brain can't reach any other way. You cannot think your way to a clean brain. You cannot supplement your way there. You cannot hack it. You can only sleep. Quick question for the comments, and I'm genuinely curious. How many hours are you actually sleeping right now? Not what you aim for, what you're actually getting. Drop it below. I want to know where this audience is starting from. If today's video connected with what we covered in the caffeine video last week, how adenosine builds up in weights, those two episodes are designed to work together. Watch that one next if you haven't. The biology makes more sense when you see both sides of the system. And if you want to keep going deeper into what's actually happening inside your body, subscribe. Every week we go further than the headline. That's the whole point.